For some reason, my mic started to freak out right before I began actual recording. But as for this episode, hey, after recording the last video, not this episode. There's no episode. It's just filler. As we get Cthulhu Cult. But Cthulhu Cult. Help! But yeah, I forgot that I normally do 2 videos for any kind of custom content. It doesn't need to be a character. It could be a mystery. It could be just a handful of events. One of it might be a bit pushing it, but I was looking at the icon. I got a little flabbergasted. 7th Curse, right? 7th Curse? No, Cult. I think it was Cult. Cthulhu Cult. Cthulhu Cult. Oh my goodness, I can't pronounce things. Let's just get into the timestamp. So, without further ado, as we get into Cthulhu Cult, random item stats, custom character once more. Yeah, I feel like doing a second video. I feel that's only right for anything, really. My chat is completely gone. Light, strength, knowledge, charisma, Takshi-san, and maybe a second encounter check, but if I can remember things, hey, that would be nice. Otherwise, we're going to sit here and do our best. Illegal Den, because I want to do Illegal Den this time and not the Occult Shop. The Occult Shop, I've had bad times in it. I would say to use it, or feel free to use it if you want to. For me, well, I guess we'll see. I did rotate my mysteries, so rotate. It's like the middle of the day. Why am I like this? Botanist, Recluse, Ramen, Diary, and Raven. Well, there's a ghost. There are 2 ghosts, technically, with Recluse. If I decide to do a thing, I have to take Diary first, don't I? I could avoid the boss of Raven, but we're going to try a thing and find out. My chat is completely gone. That's very interesting, but we're going to prepare and do our best. I'm actually going to tree for funds this time. That is a bit unfortunate, but we'll take it. I'm actually going to do it twice. I feel like I might need something else. Depends on the Illegal Den, really. 2 charisma minus knowledge. That's unfortunate. I actually need that. And because we're on perm, we get a bunch more stuff in the shops. In the Illegal Den specifically, as you can see here. Half of stamina. Oh, that's mine. I was like, where did this who made this firecracker? I made this firecracker. So deal either 20 damage to an enemy or half of current stamina to self. Minimum 1. Or I could just throw it, but using it is the interesting part. 3 funds, by the way. Unfortunately, there's not a single... Oh my goodness, that is probably the worst weapon I've seen ever, really. 1 damage, 65 speed. Anywho. Yeah, we're going to take a firecracker. I will hope that we can... Hold on. Let me just see if these energy drinks sell. They don't. I did open up funds, so we're actually going to prepare one more time, and see what happens. Yeah, that's a good meat cleaver for using in game to fight enemies. History Club ones, by the way. Yeah, I think we're just going to go with this. So 17% Doom and a whole bunch of bosses. Now, if I can find the Ghost Ritual, that'd be great. I'm going to say right now, I don't remember the flowchart for Ghost Rituals, so I might just be doing things on my own. But I'll do my best. So, if we run into an enemy that's easy question mark to fight, I don't know if it's going to be easy, that's why I added in a question mark. Yeah, so be it. Otherwise, this Firecracker 26 is going to do it. You might notice that, Jordan, why is there no apostrophe? It's because symbols have often caused me problems with custom content in general. This is not perm-specific or base custom content specific. It is literally, I've run into problems before. There usually shouldn't be problems, but hey. And then also, in case you didn't see it before, yeah, throw deals 3 damage guaranteed. So you don't have to. I don't have to use it, but if I want to do a whole bunch of damage and try to get out in 1, I think it is literally a coin flip. Last I remember, but because that, otherwise, why would I word it that way? Either this effect or that effect. What are we on again? I think we're on Diary, right? So, no charisma, no strength, dexterity, and no dexterity either. I mean, it rolled a 9. What do you want from me? No character was going to pass that check. So, off we go. That's a lie. Characters with like 10 in a stat would pass that check, but why would you have 10 in a stat on your first mystery is what I'm thinking. So, as we refuse and do our best, might throw a firecracker at this guy. Depends how much we can do with the meat cleaver. Not too much. I could brace here. I could also handcuff, considering what we're going to fight. We do have Takshi at the very end of this run, but he is not the priority to handcuff, even though my Doom is a little high. So, do I dare? Well, if I take half of my current stamina, that would not be good. So I'm already kind of gameplay strategizing to myself, but basically use this when you have low stamina. That's what I'm thinking. I could also choose to handcuff after... You know what? I'm going to do that instead. So this should be 3 damage unless I coded it wrong, and then handcuff time. So we don't take any stamina damage. Now, maybe that firecracker would have saved me a lot more HP, but it certainly would have saved me a handcuffs if he used it and it succeeded. But the point I'm trying to make is that I made a less risky bet, basically. Unfortunately here, I feel healthy enough. I don't feel like at the end of Raven I'll be okay, so we're going to take Recluse now. My next question to myself is whether or not I even go for the Ghost Ritual here. I probably shouldn't, considering how much damage I'm going to be eating in the face, unless I have something for reason, but seems like that's not going to happen. So, yeah, Sever time. Sever with a 5, well, not 5, I guess it doesn't matter. Anywho, the point is that we're going to be fighting ghosts normally. I would have liked two ghost boss or boss ghost, that works too, and learning the Ghost Ritual in such a run where you have, like I said, 2 ghost bosses isn't a bad idea, in my opinion. It could go wrong, I'm gonna say that much, but it's not a bad idea if you can spare it. If you lose like 6 HP in the process, if you're comfortable with that, you be you, but you do you, and yeah. Otherwise, if you're unlucky here, you can die. The flowchart, if you don't know what the flowchart is, I don't know actually how to search it, but I'm sure it exists somewhere. I know it exists on the Discord server somewhere, but I'm just gonna sever here because if I try to flowchart it and I am unlucky, I will die, basically. You will take 12 or 15 damage, which is the upper limits of RNG. Actually, 15. If you take 15 damage, you have guessed all of the possible choices. Or you've gone through the flowchart extensively and have reached your last guess. But you get the point. It's not great. You can die, and that's the disclaimer. We don't have an ally with us, right? No, we don't. So, I'm going to take Strength instead, because we are using a Strength weapon, and I would like to brace. I'm shrugging in real life, that's the only thing I have to say. Just going over the stats spread. I know I went over it last video, but I didn't really talk about the, not opinions. I guess it is opinions, actually. So, low strength, low perception, low dexterity. I don't care as much about dexterity, usually. There are quite a few, as much as I like to dunk on dexterity, half in fun, half in jest, and half in seriousness, it is, I was just trying to make sure I knew the stamina damage. That was not stamina damage, but, yeah, as much as I like to dunk on dexterity, there are a few dexterity checks that can be quite painful, especially if you don't want to lose funds or take the guaranteed option. One example I can think of off the top of my head is the vending machine. We succeeded that, and Doom increased by 3. Man, yeah, if you fail the dexterity check in the vending machine, you get an injury, which can be cut artery. Which, if you're you've probably understood by my implication. If you're unlucky, bad things will happen with low dexterity. However, oftentimes you don't have to worry about dexterity, I would say. Although if you have average RNG, it's more like half and half. So, Craven, right? I think that's reason. Let's actually, never mind. Cool. Anywho, I don't remember a Raven at all. I know there's a boss fight if your choices lead you there, but I did what I did, and I guess it's a good thing I didn't fight that, because I didn't learn the Ghost Ritual, because I didn't fight that. Botanist and Ramen, right? I think I already did the two custom, yeah, because we did Diary. So, that leaves Botanist and Ramen. So we'll do Botanist first. I like saving Ramen for last. It feels safer, unless you run into Miku and the Obsessed lady, but that's not her name. Obsessed model? Aspiring model. Either way, she does a lot of damage, if you can't one-shot her. And then not brace the next turn. I mean, both those conditions have to apply, but you get the point. As for the Obsessed Man, we can take this in the face. Can I also gamble here? Or I could gamble. I think I can gamble. No, you can't gamble. Well, you know, the funny part about having 5 dexterity right now is that we have 2 energy drinks, so... but otherwise, I could brace here. Yeah, I could brace here. So what we're going to do is brace here and take a risk next turn. Either we're going to take super stamina damage, or we're going to only take 2 stamina damage. And that would involve doing a guaranteed strong attack, but then gambling on an 80% kick. Thank goodness. As I mentioned time and time again, my RNG isn't the worst. It's certainly not great a lot of the time, though. And the other way to say that without being so roundabout is that my luck is below average a lot. Shrug. The other part... No! Isn't the forest here? I thought I tested this encounter. Well, so if you don't know, I think... Because it's been a while, and I know this is not the me pressing the mouse button thing. Let me just make sure. Was this the forest? Was this a forest one? No, it's a village, so there's something else that's breaking. Huh. Well, I could take a look at it. I'll probably take a look. Again, in this particular instance, not because of this character or any of the content that comes with her, but I am blaming myself for any crashes around this time because I am doing some stuff to prepare for series. That's primarily the reason why, although this other reason I mentioned in the last video, I almost said episode again, the last video was that I put this character in and I did test everything, but I didn't do extensive testing. So that's on me. But this is on me as well. But yeah, without further ado, if you want to look at the code for whatever reason, let me see if I can actually bring it up. It would be this, I believe. And not that, this. And I will bring this down. It's not on screen yet. I'm just trying to make sure it looks good for OBS. And yeah, here you go. So, yeah, without further ado, the render sprite, that has to be a CG problem, right? Either the link is wrong or the graphic is not there. This was a forest investigation, right? Am I going crazy? This was botanist. Actually, it could have been a village investigation. Wait, is this a village encounter? I think it is. Well, anywho, basically I'll figure it out by the next video, and either I'll make a short video to correct it, another video because this is not a complete run, or I'm going to start the series. One of the two, but I'll explain this hopefully in the next video. But yeah, without further ado, I guess I'll see you later. No reason to cut this off. Bye!